Hey all, as you can see it's a beautiful day here in Massachusetts, so I thought, what better time to go for a nature walk? You know what they say about the weather in New England though, it won't stay the same for very long. So, in the neighborhood here, we've had a lot of trees come down lately, whether it be due to them being old and just rotting, or whether they've been in the way or in a danger to the surroundings, so they've had to be cut down. So I thought, what better time than to give a lesson on dendrochronology. Dendron means tree limbs, and chronos, or chronology, means time. Put it together, and you get a rough translation of tree limb dating. Here we have a beautiful sample. You can see it's been sitting out here in the backyard. The middle's rotted, so it'd be a little bit hard to actually date, but if you look, you can see that this is a really great example of what the rings look like. Tree rings, or growth rings, have been studied for patterns to date trees. This tells us when trees were formed. Some trees can be dated thousands of years back, even many thousands of years. The oldest dated tree is 11,000 years old. That's pretty impressive in itself. You can see we have some more samples here. We've got quite a pile going on in the backyard with all these trees that have been taken down and branches. But I want you to focus on these rings specifically. Now, the older the ring is, the closer to the middle it will be. So these rings here in the middle are the oldest rings, and then they get younger as we move out towards the bark. Not only are the rings good for telling us how old a tree is, let's see if we can see a little bit nicer on this dry one, but they'll also tell us a lot about the climate changes in the area. Trees, obviously, need water and nutrients to grow. In a wet season where there's an adequate climate, the trees will grow a lot in that year, and so the rings will be much larger. And you can see some examples in here of some of the larger rings. Other rings, having a little trouble with my umbrella here, but other rings are going to be a little bit smaller. In those years, there may have been a drought or just not quite as much rain.